It has been 1 year since the first case of COVID-19 was found in Wuhan, a province of China. In January 2020, a mysterious illness arose in Wuhan, China, marking the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, which killed more than 1.25 million people around the world and infected tens of millions more. The first case of COVID-19, a 55-year-old individual from China, also known as Patient Zero, was confirmed by the Chinese authorities in November 17, 2019. Over the months that followed, thousands of cases have been confirmed around the world. On 30th January 2020, the World Health Organization declared the outbreak of public health emergency of global concern. Currently, the World Health Organization has reported more than 100 million infected cases, including over 2 million deaths. Although this virus is not the most dangerous during the history of human beings, we should be extremely cautious and learn some ways to protect ourselves. So, do you know, what is the COVID-19? COVID-19 is one type of the coronaviruses, some of which infect animals, others infect humans. However, scientists say that COVID-19 is likely originated in bats, then spread to humans. The name COVID-19 also has its meaning. CO stands for corona, VI for virus, and D for disease. Formerly, this disease was referred to as 2019 novel coronavirus, or 2019-NCOV. The COVID-19 virus is another virus connected to the same group of viruses as severe acute respiratory syndrome, or SARS, and some types of the common cold. The coronavirus at the root of COVID-19 is the newest known member of this family, and like other coronaviruses that infect people, the new coronaviruses causes respiratory disease among other symptoms. At their core, COVID-19 contains a genetic blueprint called RNA, which is similar to DNA. The single-stranded RNA acts as a molecular message that enables production of proteins needed for other components of the virus. Bound to this string of RNA are nucleoproteins that help give the virus its structure and enable it to duplicate. Encapsulating the RNA genome is the viral envelope, which protects the virus when it is outside of a host cell. This outer envelope is made from a layer of lipids, a waxy barrier containing fat molecules, as well as protecting the precious genetic cargo. This layer anchors the different structural proteins needed by the virus to infect cells. Envelope proteins embedded in this layer aid the assembly of new virus particles once it has infected a cell. The bulbous projections seen on the outside of the coronavirus are spike proteins. This fringe of proteins gives the virus its crown-like appearance under the microscope, from which the Latin name corona is derived. The spike proteins act as grappling hooks that allow the virus to latch onto host cells and crack them open for infection. Like all viruses, coronaviruses are unable to thrive and reproduce outside of a living host. Now, you know the structure of the COVID-19. We should move to the next question. How does the novel coronavirus infect a cell? Due to its unique features, the novel coronavirus is particularly good at infecting new cells, both in the upper respiratory tract as well as deeper down in the lungs. Here's a look at how the process takes place. The microscopic virus enters through the nose or mouth, where it begins its infection of our airways. The outer spike protein of the coronavirus latches on to specific receptors on the surface of cells in our respiratory tract. In the case of COVID-19, the virus latches on to the ACE2 receptor. This binding triggers the process by which the virus fuses into human cells. The viral envelope merges with the oily membrane of our own cells, allowing the virus to release its genetic material into the inside of the healthy cell. The genetic blueprint of the virus is RNA instead of DNA, which acts as a molecular message, instructing our host cell machinery to read the template and translate it into proteins that make up the new virus particles. The hijacking persists and the human host cell continues to generate more copies of the virus, assemble these copies into viable particles, and traffic them to the outer edges of the cell for release. Each infected cell may produce and release millions of copies of the virus, which can then go on to infect other neighboring cells, as well as neighboring people when they are expelled from the airways in droplets via coughing and sneezing. Within 2 to 14 days, your immune system may respond with symptoms including fever, cough, difficulty breathing, loss of taste or smell, sore throat, or runny nose. According to CDC, new COVID-19 variants have been discovered. In the United Kingdom, a new variant called B.1.1.7 has emerged with an unusually large number of mutations. This variant spreads more easily and quickly than other variants. This variant was first detected in September 2020 and is now highly prevalent in London and southeast England. It has since been detected in numerous countries around the world, including the United States and Canada. In South Africa, another variant called 1.351 has emerged independently of the variant detected in the UK. This variant, originally detected in early October, shares some mutations with the variant detected in the UK. There have been cases caused by this variant outside of South Africa, but it has not been detected in the US. In Brazil, a variant called P.1 emerged and was identified in 4 travelers from Brazil who were tested during routine screening at Haneda Airport outside Tokyo, Japan. This variant contains a set of additional mutations that may affect its ability to be recognized by antibodies. This variant has not been detected in the US. These variants seem to spread more easily and quickly than other variants, which may lead to more cases of COVID-19. Scientists are working to learn more about how easily they might spread, whether they could cause more severe illness, and whether currently authorized vaccines will protect people against them. To protect yourself and family, you need to follow 4 rules strictly. Wear a mask to protect yourself and others and stop the spread of COVID-19. Masks help prevent you from getting or spreading the virus. However, masks should not be placed on young children under 2 or anyone who has trouble breathing. Stay at least 6 feet, about 2 arm lengths, from others who don't live with you. Remember that some people without symptoms may be able to spread the virus. Avoid crowds. The more people you are in contact with, the more likely you are to be exposed to COVID-19. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not readily available, use a hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Cover all surfaces of your hands and rub them together until they feel dry. Also, please avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. By the way, toilet papers cannot protect you from the virus at all. Dear God, please forgive us for our ignorance. It seems that we have to fight against the COVID-19 for a long time, although the vaccine is ready. For safety, you need to stay at home with your family and avoid social activities as much as you can. Follow the advice of the World Health Organization and guidance issued by national and local health authorities. This is the best solution to protect the community and yourself as well. Thank you for watching our video clips. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell button to watch more.